Okay, turns out ketamine is not a miracle drug. In this video, I'm going to share with you my 6-week therapeutic ketamine experience, why I decided to try it, important lessons I learned along the way, and whether or not I recommend this to others, and why I do not think ketamine is a miracle drug. So oftentimes when you are searching for ketamine experiences on YouTube or online, you see titles like ketamine is this miracle drug. Now, here's the thing. I really encourage anyone who is thinking of trying ketamine for depression or anxiety to watch this entire video before you make a judgment. Okay? So January of this year, 2023, I fell into a depression that was quite unexpected. So I'm not normally someone that is familiar with the feeling of sadness. So this was something that took me by complete surprise. And at first, I thought I had seasonal depression. Like nothing unexpected happened, like a death in the family or even a breakup, whatever. The only thing that was really frustrating for me at the moment was the fact that my husband and I have been really trying to conceive and we weren't having any luck. Despite my best efforts to get out of this rut that I was in, or whatever you may call it, inner winter, I was exercising, I was reading self-help books, I was taking supplements, vitamin D, I was forcing myself to be more happy. My brain and my body waved their white flags, asking me to surrender to this dark winter I was basically going through. And that's actually when a friend of mine recommended that I try at-home ketamine with Mindbloom. So basically what Mindbloom is that it's a 6-week at-home psychedelic ketamine program that is designed for transformational healing results. The program comes with a Bloom box, is what they call it, and it's with your weekly ketamine medicine, a journal, heart rate monitor, eye mask, and a guided app for all of your sessions. In addition to all of that, you also meet with your clinician and your guide throughout your experience with them. Now, this is not a sponsored video. I really just wanted to document and share my journey to help other people. And in fact, I'm quite familiar with psychedelic medicine. I've done it in the past before. You can actually check out my video on San Pedro right over here. Make sure you check it out if you haven't. Okay, so here's the thing about psychedelic medicine. It literally means mind revealing. So if you are hoping to find something to suppress or mute your depression or anxiety, then ketamine will not be for you. In fact, my personal ketamine experience actually gave me even more anxiety for me to look at throughout the first 6 weeks or throughout the 6-week program. Now, I'm not gonna say that this will happen to you because I don't know. And the reason why I said in the beginning that to me it's not a miracle drug is because if you decide to try ketamine, the integration part of your experience will probably be even more important than the psychedelic experience itself. At least it was for me. So if you're ready for it, let's dive right into my 6-week experience, shall we? Week 1, Mindbloom mails you your medicine, right? Your Bloom box. And before you start your experience, you are actually matched with a psychiatrist who determines the right dosage for you based off of the questions that they ask you. I think with everyone, they start you off with a very low dose just to see how your body reacts to the medicine. And I remember for my very first session, I felt like I was in a deep meditation, basically. I just felt super calm. And when I came out of my journey and started journaling, what happened was that I remember thinking to myself, wow, I expected more than this. And perhaps maybe I should get a higher dose for my second session. So the week after a session is called an integration week. And this is actually when it's really important to integrate your experience by forming new, better habits, better beliefs, etc., while your brain is actually creating new neuroplasticity after a ketamine session. And the week following my first session, I did feel like I was finally able to get out of my rut. What I did was I immediately set new habits. I joined Orange Theory to have a consistent exercise routine going. I committed to journaling. I hung out with friends. And in terms of my depression, I felt that it was lifted. And I remember thinking, dang, that was fast. This is a miracle drug. Okay, but wait. Week 2 rolls around, and I was met with my anxiety in a 1-to-1 face-off. This is where the real story begins, okay? In fact, I would say that from week 2 all the way to week 6 for me, every day I was grappling with my anxiety. I needed to face it. And this is where my slow growth came in. So even though my depression lifted in such a short amount of time, it was really masking something that I was really going through underneath. And what I realized throughout this whole experience was that my depression was a temporary condition, and what I've been really living with for a long time was actually anxiety. And if we were to go a level deeper, what I was really, really living with was a lot of worry, a lot of fear, a lot of self-sabotaging beliefs that manifested as anxiety. So let me know in the comments below if you actually suffer from anxiety or resonate with anything I just said. And also, if you are a recovering perfectionist like I am, an overachiever, hard on yourself type of person, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. Hit that like button. Because really, I'm on a journey to heal this side of me, and I want to keep you in the loop. Maybe my journey will help you. And here's why I strongly believe that ketamine is not a miracle drug, but rather a catalyst to help you change your life for the better. But that's only if you set strong intentions and integrate after taking the medicine, right? So the 1-hour ketamine experience weekly I had with the Mindbloom program really showed me what I needed to work on and what I needed to see. But here's the thing, I still needed to take the action to see the change in my life. So for instance, I'll give you an example. An intention I had for week 6 was to show me how surrendering really looks like. Teach me surrender, I said. In the first half of the experience, I felt bliss. And then the second half of the experience turned into all of my worrisome thoughts just clouding my head. And I felt as though all of my thoughts, my worry was swallowing me whole. So here's why this may have happened. I often think that when it comes to psychedelic medicine, it's showing us what's really holding us back by showing us what we don't want, right? Rather than what we want. And with these profound experiences, it really allowed me to take a look at all these hidden emotions that I have been suppressing and brought it up to the surface for me to work on. So would I recommend ketamine to help treat your depression or anxiety? To be fair, I've only used Mindbloom, but I personally think that it would be much more beneficial if you had more guidance with your ketamine infusions, or if you were to go with Mindbloom. The guide that it comes with is not enough, in my opinion. And personally, I think that if you paired ketamine therapy with talk therapy, or even like a life or performance coach, you'll get even better results, in my opinion. So, again, at least that's what I would do for myself next time. And I would say it's life-changing in the sense that it brings everything up for you to look at, and then you still, need to do the work. And here's the thing, the last thing I really want to say is that the work is not easy. In fact, confronting scary thoughts is actually pretty uncomfortable. And to end with all of this, I really want to talk about 3 personal lessons that I learned working with ketamine. And number 1, that is slow and steady is better than fast growth. In today's day and age, the faster the better, the shorter the better, right? We all want microwavable results, or at least it seems like it's achievable that way. But really the truth is that real change takes time. It takes time and it takes effort. This was such a great reminder for me because I myself got into this habit of wanting fast results. I even wanted my healing to be fast. I wanted my pregnancy to be fast. And remember what I said about my first week of ketamine, right? I remember thinking, let's do this fast so I can get back to my normal self, right? How can we do this fast? In reality though, I truly believe that I needed to learn this lesson so that I can shed this old part of myself that needed to think that way. And it didn't have to follow me into my next chapter of my life. All right. Lesson number 2 is the need to hold space for oneself. So I'm sure you've heard of the quote, you can't pour from an empty cup. And so often we tend to forget to hold space for ourselves, or think we are even worthy to hold space for. And what I've learned through this experience was that I couldn't show up to help people if I wasn't taking care of my own mental health, right? Think about it. It's really hard to love someone when you don't have self-love. It's hard to show compassion to others. That's also why we judge others. when you don't have self-compassion. And most of the time when you're judging other people, you're probably judging yourself. So weekly ketamine sessions really allowed me to hold space for myself. And every time I reflected on my experience, it was a way for me to take care of myself and my needs. And ultimately, this really helped me show up for the people around me. And finally, lesson number 3 is that I am willing to be uncomfortable in order to heal. That is an affirmation right there. Here's the thing, self-love and healing is actually really uncomfortable. It's not just about sitting in a bathtub with your favorite bath bomb or your skincare line, right? Like that's what's been shown all over. But quite the contrary, I really believe that self-love is doing the things that will stretch you, doing things that are uncomfortable in the moment, but it's definitely going to be better in the long run. The truth is, those week-long integrations in between ketamine sessions were super, super uncomfortable. I confronted feelings that I didn't want to look at. And it would have been much more comfortable to not look at them. So there you have it. I've shared my ketamine experience with you. How do you feel about it? Are you going to try it? And honestly, if you have already tried ketamine, can you let me know what your experience is like? Because I'd love to connect over this. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button to be notified of my next video whenever it releases. I'll see you next time. Bye.